Welcome to The Explainer. All right, let's get right to it. AI is getting smarter every single day, so the big question we're tackling today is, how do we make sure we get smarter right along with it, and not, well, dumber?
You know that feeling, right? You ask ChatGPT to whip up an email, or you get a complex answer in like 2 seconds flat. It's amazing. But there's that little voice in the back of your head asking, is this too easy? Is there a catch?
And look, this isn't a new feeling. We have totally been down this road before. Think about GPS. It's incredible, right? I can't live without it. But be honest, when was the last time you confidently used a paper map? For a lot of us, that internal sense of direction has gotten, well, a little rusty.
Or what about calculators? Same exact story. It's not like we stopped doing math, but we kind of outsourced the boring part, the number crunching. And those multiplication tables we had to drill in school? Poof. They just don't seem as necessary anymore, do they?
So, that brings us right back to AI. And here's why it's a bigger deal. The risk isn't just about losing one specific skill, like reading a map or doing long division. No, the fear is that we're starting to outsource the very process of thinking itself. And that is a whole different ballgame.
All right, so let's dig into our first idea here, the convenience trap. It's all about the hidden dangers of getting everything so easily.
I mean, the appeal is obvious, right? It's almost magical. You can get it to draft emails, summarize huge reports, spit out code, even create images out of thin air. It's like having a superpower. Who wouldn't want that?
And hey, this isn't just some vague late-night thought. There's real research coming out of places like MIT that's flagging this as a major concern. They're basically saying, hey everyone, this incredible convenience might actually be making our brains lazy.
Which leads us to the next big question. What's actually going on inside our heads when we do this? Well, there's a name for it.
It's called cognitive offloading. Now, it's a fancy term for a simple idea. You use a tool, in this case AI, to do the thinking for you. It reduces the strain on your brain. But you know what they say, use it or lose it. If you stop working out a muscle, it gets weaker, and the same thing can happen to our mental skills.
Let's be real. Our brains are hardwired to find the easiest way to do things. It's all about conserving energy. So why would you struggle for an hour to brainstorm ideas when an AI can give you a pretty good list in 10 seconds? It's a very tempting shortcut.
And here's the scary part. The skills at risk aren't just memorizing stuff. We're talking about the big ones, the core mental muscles, being able to analyze a problem, using your critical judgment, and coming up with creative solutions. The danger is we become amazing at writing prompts, but just okay at actually thinking for ourselves.
So what do? Throw out the AI? No way. That's not the answer. The key is to completely flip our mindset. It's all about engagement, not just handing over the keys.
Think about it like this. You've got two choices. On one side, you can abdicate. That's where you treat the AI like a replacement, hand over the task, and just hope it does a good job. But the other path, the better path, is to engage. Here, the AI isn't your replacement, it's more like your intern. You're the boss, the collaborator, the one in charge.
I love this way of thinking about it. Your AI is this super talented, maybe a little too caffeinated intern. It can produce a ton of work really fast, and some of it is brilliant. But it also needs supervision. It can be a bit sloppy, it might just make stuff up sometimes, and it definitely needs you to check its work.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do we become the manager and not just the user? Let's get practical and look at a playbook.
It really boils down to two main things. First, you've got to be an aggressive editor. Never, ever just copy-paste. Treat everything the AI gives you as a first draft. That's your brain's workout. And second, make it a conversation. Don't just accept the first answer. Push back, challenge it, ask it for another perspective. Go back and forth.
It's kind of like sculpting, you know? The AI gives you this big block of marble. That's the first draft. But that's not the art. The art happens when you start chiseling, when you refine and edit and shape it into something truly great.
And of course, it's about being smart with your tools. You wouldn't use a hammer to saw a board, right? So whether you're brainstorming with something like ChatGPT or getting coding help from Copilot, the core idea is exactly the same. You are in charge. Use it as a launchpad, but you're the one who adds the real insight, checks the facts, and actually understands why it works.
So, where does this all leave us? What's the big picture here?
You hear it all the time, this narrative of humans versus AI. But that's just the wrong way to look at it.
The real story, the real opportunity isn't competition, it's collaboration. It's humans with AI.
And that really brings it all home. The biggest threat isn't that AI is going to take your job. The biggest threat is that you might let AI take over your brain. It's a choice. You can stay engaged and keep that muscle sharp, or you can let it get lazy.
Think back to that calculator example. It didn't get rid of mathematicians, did it? Of course not. It just freed them up to work on way more interesting, high-level problems. And that's exactly what AI can do for us. It can handle the grunt work so we can focus on the stuff that's truly human: creativity, critical thinking, and making tough judgment calls.
So I'll leave you with this one question. The AI is getting smarter every single day. The only question is, are you?